In 4 years, the war in Ukraine has become a drone war. To protect soldiers and their assets, both sides rely on crucial equipment. Camouflage netting. Its production is a national priority in Russia, as Putin himself states.
Во всех регионах создаются волонтерские братства. Если посчитать общую площадь изготовленных ими одних лишь маскировочных сетей, выйдет 20 миллионов квадратных метров.
We discovered a French company operating in Russia that is contributing to this war effort. Sucden, short for the French words for sugar and commodities. This agri-food multinational employs 4,000 people in Russia. Among its clients are giants such as Coca-Cola or Nestlé. Posts on Russian social media and in the press show how they supply camouflage nets to the army alongside regular business. But also production machines, armor protection for tanks, and vehicles for the front. They also bought high-tech gear for Russian soldiers. What does Sucden say in response? Investigating the secrets behind a very discreet collaboration. In Russia, the war against Ukraine concerns everyone, starting with businesses. A special effort is particularly evident in Lipetsk, a region that strongly supports the war. Vladimir Serikov, head of the regional council, launched the Lipetsk Industrialists for Victory project. It includes 34 companies from all sectors and has produced over 62,000 items for the front line. Among these items are mine clearance hooks, Kalashnikov magazines, and machines for making camouflage nets. They are used to cut strips of fabric, which are then tied to a net. Companies involved in the war are not all Russian, reports this article. Foreign firms operating in the Lipetsk region contribute to the special military operation, a topic Serikov himself finds sensitive.
Many firms offer support, and I work with them closely. I won't name them to avoid issues with their parent companies.
Helping the Russian army is not good for a company's image. So what exactly are these companies? On VK, the Russian Facebook, we find a volunteer who manufactures nets. We contacted her, posing as an association that helps Russian soldiers. Hi, we've been making nets for a long time. Where and how could we get a machine to facilitate the work of our volunteers? Hi, yes, we have a machine for cutting fabric. It was made at a sugar factory. The guys work at the factory, and they also help out those who support the fighters in the special military operation. They work at Ilets. This factory is called Agrosnabsakar, one of 4 sugar factories owned by Sucden in Russia. On Telegram, we find another group of volunteers, Together to Victory. A woman thanks the Sucden factory for a net-making machine. The machine is almost ready. Thank you, Agrosnabsakar. And in another post, a big thank you to Agrosnabsakar for supporting soldiers in the special military operation. Is this factory's support for Russia an isolated case? The French group has a strong presence in Russia, where it grows wheat, sunflowers and corn, but mainly produces sugar. It has 15 entities throughout the country, factories, agricultural holdings, and offices. The 2024 annual report says Sucden holds nearly 100% of the capital of each of these structures. Our investigation leads to further discoveries. In the town of Kamenka, we find Atmis Sakar, another Sucden sugar factory. On the VK social platform, we find this group called Kamenka Stands With Its People. This volunteer network collects goods for Russian soldiers. On one of their posts, the name Atmis Sakar, Sucden's factory, appears.
We asked firms and contractors to quickly build wood-burning stoves. And as always, the companies DRSU and Atmis Sakar assisted us.
A worker even recorded the making of the stoves, both inside the buildings and outside. We geolocate these photos with a satellite image of Sucden's factory. We recognize the tower, the metal structure, and a building in the background. The wood burners were indeed manufactured there. But that is not all. Another post by this volunteer group mentions the factory again. The board has opened a workshop for producing camouflage nets. Today we received 19 ready-to-use nets from Atmis Sakar's factory. Sucden's factory appears to be making large batches of camouflage nets for Russia. And other Sucden entities follow suit, like Ilet's agricultural holding. As stated in a Telegram post from October 2025 by a volunteer group, today we received 2 rolls of nets weighing a total of 99 kilograms. We thank the head of Ilet's for all of his help. On VK, we discover that Uspensky's agricultural holding provides anti-drone covers for the 810th Marine Infantry Brigade. This brigade took part in the assault on the Ukrainian city of Mariupol, almost completely destroyed in March 2022. In this war, Russia does not solely rely on camouflage nets to protect troops and equipment. It also uses thick rubber sheets, sourced from conveyor belts found in industrial facilities. Once cut, they are used as shields for tanks. And once again, Sucden factories are involved. A VK post from a volunteer association reads, another order from Donetsk for rubber conveyor belts. We called on Andrei Gennadievich Karchenko, and once again, he did not refuse. Andrei Gennadievich Karchenko is the head of Atmis Sakar, a Sucden subsidiary. These sheets are valuable for Russian troops, who request them to lead their attacks, says a volunteer on Telegram.
One of our compatriots, Cuba, from the 283rd Motorized Rifle Regiment, approached our group to ask for help in finding rubber strips to protect equipment from drones and shrapnel during assault operations.
And Sucden's factory in Dobrynsky will respond on a very large scale to Kuba's call.
Today, we sent our fighter 200 to 300 meters. We didn't count, but it was a lot of rubber. We want to thank the Dobrynsky team for their support and responsiveness. Victory will be ours.
A few months later, this regiment took part in the siege of Red Kodub, a Ukrainian village in the Donbass region. A rear support unit crucial for Russian forces, says this soldier from the factory of Azovstal in Mariupol, where Ukraine resisted Russian attacks for 3 months.
Хочется в преддверии 23 февраля поздравить всех мужчин, волонтеров, тружеников тыла, тех, кто оказывает постоянную поддержку, наши меценаты. Вспоминаю, как это было в начале, когда не всего хватало на фронте, но вместе мы обеспечили фронт, обеспечили продвижение нашей армии.
He is Alexander Koklin, deputy commander of the Cossack unit, Bars 20. We found this soldier in a very different setting. At the Uspensky farm, which belongs to the Sucden group. He came to honor in person the employees, as shown in this report. Before the board and local authorities, he awarded 25 medals.
Вы все труженики тыла, и такие же герои, такие же солдаты, как и на передовой.
This factory supplies vehicles to the Russian army. One of them can be seen in the background, likely reinforced with protective devices.
Работники машино-транспортной мастерской хозяйства чинят, восстанавливают транспортные средства, которые дарят бойцам на СВО для выполнения боевых задач. Также бесплатно ремонтируют личный транспорт.
At the front, we found one of those trucks given to the Russian army in Ukraine. In this VK post, soldiers thank the factory director, Alexander Maltsev.
Спасибо огромное Петру Георгиевичу Данчину за Гаден, Мальцеву Александру Георгиевичу за УАЗ. Эти машины, в этих машинах мы очень нуждаемся. Они будут помогать нам на передовой.
This model, the UAZ 452, is highly valued by the military, as shown in this clip, glorifying it.
Простая, но рабочая лошадка. Одна такая ты на всю страну.
Here, we see one of these vans chased by a Ukrainian drone. During the chase, a soldier on a stretcher is ejected from the back. On the roof, a camouflage net, like those manufactured at Sucden factories. Despite desperate efforts, the van will not escape the drone. Beyond material contributions, we found at least one case of a Sucden factory helping to raise funds to equip Russian soldiers. An article from January 2025 mentions support troops in the special military operation. Among the contributors is the Tbilisi sugar factory, owned by Sucden. With the money raised from donors, 13.7 million rubles, or over 150,000 euros, an association sent vehicles to the front. Binoculars, drone detectors, Kalashnikov magazines, drone jammers, and radiophones. financial contributions, cutting machines, camouflage nets and armor protection, vehicles for the front. Our investigation shows the extent of Sucden Russia's involvement. Actions that contradict the pledges made by the French group in its 2024 responsibility report. Sucden states that it supports the UN Sustainable Development Goal number 16, concerning peace, justice, and strong institutions. We asked Emmanuel Daoud, an international criminal law lawyer, whether Sucden could face prosecution.
La réponse est oui. C'est en contravention avec les règlements européens ce qu'on appelle les règlements de sanctions. C'est en contravention sur les qualifications pénales de crimes de guerre et crimes contre l'humanité parce que l'on sait que l'armée russe commet ces crimes en Ukraine. C'est en contravention avec le droit pénal français.
We submit our findings to the Sucden group, based in Paris. They claim to be unaware.
The alleged facts, based on local reports or social media, are completely unknown to Sucden's head office. If proven true, they would be completely contrary to Sucden's standards and rules and pledges, in particular its commitment to the 16th Sustainable Development Goal of the United Nations. On no account may our subsidiaries engage in activities beyond their corporate purpose.
Sucden cuts ties with its Russian entities, despite owning nearly 100% of their capital. And there is something Sucden cannot ignore: the amount of tax it pays in Russia. Through its entities, it contributes to the country's budget, where 40% goes to defense and security. On this government website, we found the amount of taxes paid by Sucden since the start of the invasion of Ukraine in 2022. In total, over 3 years, the 15 Russian entities have paid over 67 million euros in taxes. Regarding this point, Sucden responds,
How the Russian state uses its tax revenue is totally beyond the reach of the companies that pay them, especially foreign shareholders.
by choosing to remain in Russia, Sucden faces a key question. To what extent is a company liable during a war? Since the attack on Ukraine in 2022, over 1,000 out of 1,600 foreign companies have chosen to cease operations in Russia, according to Yale University in the US. Avoiding the risk of contributing, voluntarily or not, to Vladimir Putin's war.